Elon Musk is changing the way that medicine is going to be done. His mind-blowing stuff is coming out. I can't wait to show you this, guys. This is part of my principle that I tell you guys all the time, to not fear technology. I know that my audience has a whole lot of ladies and gentlemen, especially gentlemen 65 and up, and everyone just automatically goes, I don't want to hear about, this or that. I'm afraid. And I'm going to tell you why you do not need to fear if technology is put in the hands of the good. Technology is just a tool. You want it in the hands of as many good people as possible to counter in battle the number of bad people that will also be using the same tech. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I hope you'll let me make my case. Thank you guys for watching. I always say this, I don't deserve you as an audience, but I'm trying to show you guys what is coming just around the corner. And in fact, what is happening right now. I like making the moral case for why it's okay to embrace AI. And I just see a lot of fear mongering. People, pastors, speakers, lecturers, trying to terrify you about computers and AI. And that's not where I'm at all. I think it's a really immoral thing to try to scare you all the time. So you can still be scared, but at least you're going to be informed and scared after this show. Here's Elon Musk talking about the Neuralink chip device that they put in people's brains that are going to allow blind people to be able to reconstruct images in their mind and start to see with technology.
Our next product is Blind Sight, which will enable those who have total loss of vision, including if they've lost their eyes or the optic nerve, or maybe have never seen, were blind, even blind from birth, to be able to see again. Initially low resolution, but ultimately very high resolution, and then in multiple wavelengths. So you could be like Geordi LaForge in Star Trek, and you can see in radar, you can see in infrared, ultraviolet, superhuman capabilities. Cybernetic enhancement, essentially. And then along the way, this should help us understand a lot more about consciousness. What does it mean to be a conscious creature? We'll understand vastly more about the nature of consciousness as a result of this. And then ultimately, I think this helps mitigate the civilizational risk of artificial intelligence.
He's talking about this technology chip that will be put inside of some people's heads. They're going to start with, right now they're starting, I'm going to show you paraplegics later in this. Some of you have lower back pain. They'll be able to block it from inside the brain. People who lost the ability to use an arm, lost the ability to walk. If you're in a wheelchair, they will be able to restore certain things with this technology. That's just one aspect of it. I'm starting there. Here are some of the warnings on this stuff with two of my favorite thinkers. This is Ross Douthat. He's a Catholic thinker, and he's interviewing this guy, Peter Thiel, who's this super intelligent gay crypto guy, but he's asking him about AI and about intelligence, things like that. These guys both know, they talk a lot about the morality of it all. Let's watch.
It's toxic for all the people who get involved in different ways. There is a political dimension of getting back to the future. You can't, I don't know, this is a conversation I had with Elon back in 2024, and we had all these conversations. I had the seasteading version with Elon where I said, if Trump doesn't win, I want to just leave the country. And then Elon said, there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to go. This is the only place. And then, you always think of.
So this is the answer. This is a great answer where I predicted this about Elon Musk. Elon Musk wanted to go to Mars, and Elon Musk realized at some point last year, he realized if Trump didn't win, he was going to go to jail, that Kamala Harris and Biden were going to so oppress his companies and oppress X and oppress all of his work that he was probably going to go to prison and probably lose his companies. And therefore, his big dream is to go to Mars. Look, these are all atheistic, weird dreams. I'm not defending that at all. I'm only saying this was part of why when Trump got shot, Elon Musk came out that day and said he was endorsing Trump. He saw what was going on with the left. Now, Peter Thiel here says to Elon Musk, we have to leave the country if Trump doesn't win, because Peter Thiel knows that he was going to go to jail for his companies, that they would buckle his AI work under the government, or he would get thrown in prison. And Elon Musk told him there's nowhere else to go because he has Europe oppressing him, Canada oppressing him, what's he going to do? Go to China? He goes, the best thing we can do is try to fix America. That's all a patriot is. You and I, we're looking at the law, and the patriot is the last person standing who loves the country enough to stick around and fix it.
The right arguments to make later, and it was about 2 hours after we had dinner and I was home that I thought of, wow, Elon, you don't believe in going to Mars anymore. 2024 is the year where Elon stopped believing in Mars, not as a silly science tech project, but as a political project. Mars was supposed to be a political project. It was building an alternative. And in 2024, Elon came to believe that if you went to Mars, the socialist US government, the woke AI, it would follow you to Mars.
Okay, now that's another important statement. I know this sounds like science fiction, but Elon Musk could very well get us to Mars within his lifetime. Humans going to Mars, okay? It's just like going to the moon. It's a technological achievement. Now, Elon Musk believes we have to start a civilization up there, and that's something I don't care. Again, I don't have a moral stand against it. I'm only saying Peter Thiel stated a truth. He goes, if you go to Mars, socialism will follow you to Mars. The Democrats and their system will go up there and ruin all of your achievements. See what I mean? Because going to Mars is just a technical achievement. It's a tool, okay? Immoral is socialism. They're going to take socialism and use your tool and ruin it and turn it immoral. Peter Thiel just said the AI, woke AI, will follow you to Mars, and woke and AI will destroy you. And the reason why I want you guys using AI, because I want non-woke users of AI using it, not just the woke to use the most powerful tool in the world. I don't want Marxists using the most powerful tool in the world. It's why you don't want Iran to have nuclear bombs. You don't want evil suicide cult people having access to nuclear bombs. You want us to have nuclear bombs. You want Israel to have nuclear bombs. You might want England to have nuclear bombs. You don't want Iran to have nuclear bombs. And you don't want just the woke using AI.
It was the Demis meeting with Elon that we sort of brokered. He was doing DeepMind.
This is an AI company.
Yeah, this was the rough conversation was, Demis tells Elon, I'm working on the most important project in the world. I'm building a superhuman AI. And Elon responds to Demis, well, I'm working on the most important project in the world. I am turning us into interplanetary species. And then Demis said, well, my AI will be able to follow you to Mars. And then Elon sort of went quiet. But in my telling of the history, it took years for that to really hit Elon. It took him till 2024 to process it.
But that doesn't mean he doesn't believe in Mars. It just means that he decided he had to win some kind of battle over budget deficits or wokeness to get to Mars.
What does Mars mean? And again, it's...
What does Mars mean?
Is it just a scientific project, or is it... I don't know. Is it like Heinlein?
A vision of a new society.
Yeah, Heinlein.
Populated by many
libertarian
people,
paradise or something like
from
this.
Elon Musk.
Well,
right,
I don't know if it was concretized that specifically, but if you concretize things, then maybe you realize that Mars is supposed to be more than a science project. It's supposed to be a political project. And then when you concretize it, you have to start thinking through, well, the woke AI will follow you, the socialist government will follow you. And then maybe you have to do something other than
other than woke AI on Mars. Now, I've always said this. Elon Musk, it doesn't matter. If he doesn't accept Jesus, it doesn't matter if he goes to Mars, because the woke atheistic fascism will follow him there and just ruin Mars. They ruin Earth, they'll ruin Mars. So he has to have an ideological, a values, a morality that will fight it. And that has to be Christianity. That's my theory on it. But they're identifying the problem. The problem is not going to Mars or not. It is woke AI. And that's every other company but Elon Musk's AI company. I'll go back to more of that raw Stalfoot thing. I just want to show you a little more technology here, kind of in defense of AI. What are we looking at here? This is a mechanical strawberry farm in England where they do mass production of strawberries in these.
We need to produce food.
Look, these are mechanical turning indoor. That's a robot picking a strawberry there. They're able to grow strawberries year round in England in these giant mechanical greenhouses. And they have row after row. There's enough strawberries to feed like half of England. And they have robotic pickers when it's ripe enough to pick. The point being, this is all just a tool. It's a good tool in a good person's hand and a bad tool in a bad person's hand. And that's what this is making my point. Don't fear technology. Okay. There's the robot picking the fruit. Okay. I'm gonna keep moving on because this does have to do with AI and Elon Musk. Here's the same Peter Thiel and Ross Douthat about what's called transhumanism. That is the idea of, will humans survive or will they be replaced entirely by more efficient technology?
It seems very clear to me that a number of people deeply involved in artificial intelligence see it as a kind of mechanism for transhumanism, for transcendence of our mortal flesh.
Now, that's the evil side of AI, and I'll admit that it's there. There are people, atheistic people working in AI that want it to grow. It's going to become more intelligent than we. It won't become more moral than we. That's impossible. It's not even moral. It's kind of neutral, but it will become more powerful than us. And then what will it do with that power? And so Ross Douthat here is just kind of basically questioning, going, all these kind of atheistic AI creators, do they even want human beings around?
And either some kind of creation of a successor species or some kind of merger of mind and machine. And do you think that's just all kind of irrelevant fantasy? Or do you think it's just hype? Do you think people are trying to raise money by pretending that we're going to build a machine god, right? Is it hype? Is it delusion? Is it something you worry about? I think you would prefer the human race to endure, right? You're hesitating.
Yeah, well,
yes.
I don't know. I would.
This is a long hesitation.
The answer, he would not give yes the answer. So Peter Thiel, I don't know what he's thinking on that, but it's a long pause where he's kind of going, I don't know if humans are going to survive this. And now, Elon Musk has said something similar. I'm trying to remove your fear. Elon Musk just said, I really wanted to put the brakes on AI. I really wanted to slow it down. But there's like 10 competing companies right now. And Elon Musk said, why should I allow only evil woke people to participate in AI? So he realized, I have to step in and start working in AI and robotics and self-driving cars. Otherwise, I'm conceding all of that ground to evil people. And I'm telling you, Elon Musk and .com Grok on Twitter are the only non-evil, non-woke people working in AI. So they need to succeed. Now we're going to go back to, this is the All In podcast. These guys are all about tech and AI, and they celebrate Trump, though. I just want to show you how these are big tech, billionaire, big on AI, big on robots, self-driving cars, the chips. They're huge Trump fans and they're celebrating him.
I think that this has been probably the most important week, and I would almost say most important few months in US politics in 30 or 40 years. And the reason is that it starts to converge a bunch of things together that I think are really worth putting on the table. So from my perspective, I think what President Trump has done is almost single-handedly bring back the United States as the global superpower. And I would put that in all caps. So what does it mean to be a superpower? I've said this several times, but just to be slightly redundant, in order to be a superpower, I think you need to have three things, but they work in a hierarchy. The first is that you need to have technical supremacy. And then from that technological supremacy, you need to establish and project economic supremacy and military supremacy. So if you look at the first one, you saw a tactical demonstration of technological supremacy with the B-2 bombers. But taking a more general step back, if you look at the largest companies in the world, who are the ones that are actually driving the world forward? These are all American companies. I think these last few months, you've seen America firing on all cylinders technologically.
And I just want to underline what he's saying there, that it doesn't matter if you have superiority in an economy and in military if you don't also win the technology war. America has always been top tier technology because freedom always produces better technology than mental slavery of which you get from China and even now from Europe. America, and by the way, Israel is another one that's free, and they tend to do very well in tech. But America has to win the technology argument. If China or if some other country gets better AI, and right now they're winning us on the expansion of their ability to run enough electricity to use more AI. If they win the power generation game, we lose. And it doesn't matter if you have the military, because they'll just be able to send a swarm of 10 million drones with better AI, flying drones 100 miles an hour into every single tech center in the US, and you lose your military. So you have to win the technology war.
Economically, at the same time, you now have the stock market back at all-time highs. You have interest rates incredibly starting to compress, even in the absence of the Federal Reserve willing to act on data. So you're projecting economic supremacy. And then these last few weeks, frankly, have been a pretty clear-cut case of military supremacy. And so I think what's pretty simple now is like the US is essentially telling the world our words carry weight again. We're going to shape the global order. Countries will now have to calibrate their actions around what the US is willing to tolerate and what it isn't willing to tolerate. And in the case of Iran, the president made those lines, I think, really crystal clear. He warned them 100 times where the line was. And he was clear. You cannot build nuclear weapons. And when the line was crossed, and look, I think the CNNs of the world want to debate that the line wasn't crossed. All I can tell you is I don't know because I don't have access to the intel. I believe what he and Tulsi Gabbard and JD Vance and Marco Rubio and Pete Hegseth are saying is that they crossed the line, and then he showed that he will use decisive military force when that happens. But then here's what's crazy, and this is where I think you become a real superpower. It's what happens after. Once you cross the line, you notice that he doesn't try to humiliate or dominate Iran. He tells Iran that he wants them to stabilize themselves. He told them that he wants to see them trading oil with China. He wants to see them improving the lives of their people because he realizes that a stable Iran is a stable Middle East. So I think it's really amazing. And then the fact that he was able to bring Israel and Iran, who's been on the verge of some kind of conflict for decades, and broker a ceasefire, it's a really important moment, I think, in American history. I really do think that if you look at my little framework, it is the closest thing for us to being able to say that we are truly a clear-cut, singular hegemon global superpower again.
The universe is healing from Biden being just a complete embarrassment. Now we're back ahead again. I'm going to show you this video. This is the world's first autonomous delivery of a car. This is posted by Tesla. This Tesla drove itself from the factory in Texas to its new owner's home 30 minutes away, crossing parking lots, highways, and the city to reach its new owner. What is this? This is the future. This is a self-driving Tesla. There's no driver. The wheel moves by itself. Down in the lower right, there is a video of another car filming it as it's leaving the Tesla factory by itself, and it's delivering itself across town 30 minutes away to the person who bought the car. Now, self-driving cars is another technology of the future, and it's going to be, my brother's a trucker. Trucks are going to be self-driving trucks. They're going to do taxis. This is going to be what helps also continue to bring income into Elon Musk, which he's going to spend on good technology. So this is coming. I don't want a self-driving car, guys. I get it. I'm only saying that this is going to change all of Uber. Uber's gone. Taxi driving is gone. You and I will own self-driving cars. They'll leave if you want to make money off them, they will leave your house during the day where they recharge. They drive out, they pick someone up at the airport and drive them back to their home and then come back to your house. And you get a cut of that money. Elon Musk proposes that money that these self-driving cars will make if we rent them out as a taxi will cover the cost of the lease. That means you get a free electronic car that earns for itself so that it doesn't cost you anything. You could have a whole fleet of 3 electronic cars, and now you have small businesses for rural people, for people that can't afford anything but a car lease. So you drive it when you need it, and then it works for you. And the same thing's going to happen with robots and everything else. So I'm going to give you let's get another piece of technology here. This one is pretty mind-blowing. You know, I don't want a chip in my head. I get it. You don't want a chip in your head. But if you're a quadriplegic, or like I said in that first clip, if you're blind and someone puts a chip in your head and you can see, that's a good move. If you're a quadriplegic, and Elon Musk is already building out these robot arms that people that maybe were born with flippers for arms, or their arm was crushed and it doesn't work anymore, and you can give them a robotic arm that works just like our arm. Or if you're in a wheelchair and you're paralyzed from the waist down, he can give you legs that allow you to walk, or a self-driving vehicle where a robot can pick you up as a nurse and carry you into a self-driving car, and you can go over and visit your friend. Suddenly, you're no longer immobile. In this case, they're dealing with quadriplegics. That is, their arms and legs don't work. And he put a chip in their head that allowed them to be able to navigate the internet by themselves. So they don't need a nurse to press the mouse for them anymore. They don't have to do the eye tracking thing that spell out letters, or the mouth thing that steers things. They can use their mind now to navigate the internet. Watch this.
Exactly is a Neuralink device capable of doing right now? And the second one is, how does that actually impact the day-to-day lives of our users? Very simply put, what the Neuralink device does right now is it allows you to control devices simply just by thinking. Now, to put that a bit more concretely, I'm about to play a video of our first user. His name is Nolan, if you remember from DJ Section. And what Nolan is doing is he's looking at a normal off-the-shelf MacBook Pro. And with his Neuralink device, as you're going to see, he's going to be able to control the cursor simply with his mind, no eye tracking, no other sensors. And what's special about this particular moment is this is the first time someone is using a Neuralink device to fully control their cursor. This is not your ordinary brain-controlled cursor. This is actually a record-breaking control, literally on day one, beating decades of brain-computer research. And I'm about to show you the clip. On day one, Nolan breaking the BCI world record.
Whoa! You beat the world record.
Oh shit. Yeah. Congrats.
Oh, well done, man. Well done. Wait, what I meant?
He's a new world record holder. Oh, no way. The first day.
There's all the confetti.
Yes. This was a surprise. It's small for 1 to 5.
I thought it was higher. I thought I would have to get to 5 or something. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, another really fun thing you could do with the Neuralink device outside of controlling a computer cursor is you could actually plug it in through USB through a lot of different devices. And here we actually have Nolan playing Mario Kart. Now, what's special about this particular clip is Nolan is not the...
He's playing it with his mind. That's a video game that he's controlling on the right, a little car. He's playing it with his mind. This is going to revolutionize the life of quadriplegics and paraplegics.
The only cyborg playing Mario Kart in this clip. We actually have a whole community of users, as mentioned earlier, and this is literally 5 of our first users of Neuralink.
Hey, look at the guy on the left. That is a full bedridden quadriplegic. All these guys are different levels of paralysis, and they're all able to play video games now, and they're each driving a different car. Within the same game, they're playing against each other. This is amazing.
Playing Mario Kart together over call. Yeah.
So they will be able to visit each other. They're going to be able to be more social. They're going to be able to do, even, I believe in the future, control robots and have a robot that is there instead of having to have a person be their personal nurse, which again, you might say, no, you have to use a personal nurse and it's going to be degrading and they have to wipe your butt and all that. You can have a robot. They can have a robot now bringing men who are quadriplegic and paraplegics full autonomy as men again, is what I'm excited about. So I'm just giving you a few examples of big tech, how this is in the hands of Elon Musk, who's, I believe his intentions are good. It does not mean evil won't come out of this stuff, because in the hands of an evil person, terrible things will happen. But evil, we've heard this quote our whole lives, right? The only thing that you need for evil to continue is for good men to do nothing. And I believe the good men need to come into the space of AI and stop doing nothing, come into the space of technology, stop doing nothing, or evil will come in and take over all of this tech. That's my theory on it. Now you guys are all clued in. Do you agree that technology is neutral, or do you think there's such a thing as good and evil technology? Just like that strawberry farm, we all use technology. We use tractors to plow our fields. We use trucks and cars to drive. We don't use horse and carriage anymore. We watch this on a computer. I'm Doug in Exile.